Our work at the University of Alaska on fetal alcohol syndrome is intended to make a simple but really very important point, and that is, don't stereotype young people with fetal alcohol syndrome and cut off their life chances. We've seen many young adults who are not doing well, but some, like Cindy Geer, are making a real contribution. Cindy graduated in 1996 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts from the University of Alaska, and that following fall she entered a graduate teacher education program.
So the first thing you need to do is, once you've created your round bowls, create your rattle, you go ahead and you take each one of these and you put them in here, kind of crinkle it up, stick it in little places around, and you're going to use 5, so 5 on each. My traditional name is Woman of the King Salmon, and the way you say that is Gasak Kadani. I'm originally from Watson Lake, Yukon, Canada. I was born in Whitehorse, and many of my traditional family are living in Good Hope Lake. I was diagnosed in Seattle in 1975 with fetal alcohol effect. It's the effect of alcohol. Score it, and you score it again. Okay, then what you do is you take some water and you kind of rub it around here. Take some water, rub it around, and you put both pieces together. As so many children and so many young people that talk about having FAE or FAS, fetal alcohol, is that there is a wall in our head. That's the best way to describe it. There is a wall, and I do have a painting actually that describes it very well. It's almost blockage. It's like a memory blockage that where a memory comes, or an information or something you know is there, but you can't access that, and it's so hard to deal with that. There are times that I'll be very good at one aspect of something. There have been times in my life that I have been able to do types of math like algebra or these types of things, but then it'll just disappear, like it wasn't ever there. And you make kind of an egg-shaped. And you start to begin to form a handle. So once I graduated from high school, which was kind of a big feat, I don't think that my family really thought, once I was diagnosed, that I would ever graduate from high school. And then from there, going to college, I started figuring out that art was my media to get into college and to learn about, graduating and continuing on. And once I graduated from the Institute of American Indian Arts and then graduated from UAF, it was almost like the sky's unlimited. Now go ahead and start writing out your design, what you're interested in doing. Fold your paper four ways and begin to write out exactly what you're going to do for your rattle.
I have been working with Cindy Geer for approximately 4 months now. She began in January, came to our school through the Alaska for Teachers program, and been her mentor teacher. She's done an outstanding job with us this year, this semester, and we've really enjoyed having her in the classroom. She's done an outstanding job working with the students, and the students have enjoyed her lessons that she's presented to the class, especially this one on the culture, using some of the cultural ideas for the clay and the clay rattle. And it's a very excellent project that she has developed for our kids, and we have really enjoyed having her here in the class.
That's just important, is to definitely try to make sound. We need you to make sound. That's part of the requirement. See, mine makes sound, so we need yours to make sound too. I see students every day, more students now than at my time, with with fetal alcohol syndrome, with fetal alcohol effect, Down syndrome, lots of different types of students that have learning disabilities. And I feel that I want to when I'm in a classroom, I want to make sure, absolutely sure, that those students succeed. And that has to do with my own experience and what I've gone through. You know, I have more of a compassion for students that have learning disabilities. And I'm realizing that it isn't their fault. You can do a checkerboard, too. Okay. I'm headed for my tribe. I'm interested in teaching either in the Yukon, in Alaska, or in British Columbia. I am interested in doing more or less being an advocate for FAE and FAS, being a role model for students. Dig inside, if this is your flower, you'll be taking a kind of a knife and you'll be digging inside the clay to create that image. And then you can go ahead and glaze each and every one of these. One thing I love about my traditional name, Woman of the King Salmon, is because what does a salmon do but start at the mouth of the Yukon and swim all the way up with all these obstacles? And it's like my life. My life is a bunch of obstacles, but I conquer each and every one of those obstacles. And that's kind of how I've tried to conquer FAE, is to deal with each and every one of these obstacles as they come, and to jump over each and every one of them, and not to say to myself, yes, you know, you are going to make it, and you are going to do it, and you are going to, you know, conquer these obstacles, obstacles of psychological abuse in my mind, you know, that I do to myself, obstacles of people, what they say to me, who find out that I have FAE, obstacles of, unfortunately, you know, sometimes I feel, you know, my pressure of my parents that are put on me, you know, that's an obstacle. So I have to jump over that and deal with that. Obstacles of employers that feel that I will not be as good simply because they find out about FAE, you know. And you know, through it all, I almost want to say to people, I've made it this far. Why not continue on?